and that's just applying pressure. And that's just, it's what gets me going and keeps me going. When I can, be aggressive, get to the rim, and just try to make plays, that's when I'm at my best, opposed to, kind of just relaxing out there. So it's just the approach. It's been the approach going into every game is how can, I just be the best version of myself and just try to go dominate every night.
Second on your back-to-back, you guys obviously what B.I. and Zion did yesterday. How did y'all begin this game with the defensive mindset that y'all did and maintain that through 4 quarters?
I thought the takeaway from the New Orleans game led to this game right here. New Orleans is similar in terms of two-headed monster and a bunch of good players around those two. It's kind of a situation here, and so we just wanted to make it as tough as possible on Luka and Kai, and force other guys to have to make plays and make shots. And I thought we found some success in that.
What's special about this defense? I mean, you guys have been forced turnovers all season. Tonight that wasn't the case, but y'all still executed better than y'all had probably all season.
I think we got good defenders. We have willing defenders, and we have length. We have versatility, and I think us switching a lot of stuff kind of forces teams to play isolation, and not every team is geared to an isolation style of play. So I think that kind of helps us, and we just sticking to a game plan.
10 games with James. What have you learned what this team can do, and maybe what do you still not know yet?
I think what we don't know yet is just we haven't done yet is just the consistency part, especially against the good teams. But there's nothing that surprised me or wowed me with having James here. I mean, I knew how good he is. I know what he's capable of. I know how he was going to help us. All of that has been, that plus more. So it hasn't really been a factor of, what has stood out. It's just, his ability to play make is top tier. With his, ability to make shots, clutch in the moments, and just, go along with how Russ is orchestrate offense. James has that same way about it offensively as well. So, it's just great to constantly have that type of floor general on the floor at all times, whether it's James on the floor or Russ is on the floor. So I think those two playing off one another going forward will help us a lot.
And what have you seen so far with Russ coming off the bench, both like growing pains and what worked tonight?
Yeah, I think Russ is a true professional. He's a player that, you don't look at his scoring, you look at his production and how he affects the game. And I think, that was an adjustment, figuring out how to help the team, how to still contribute coming off the bench. And I think he's starting to find it. But it's on us to help him. I think we can help him by giving him space on the floor, putting shooters around him when he's on the floor so he can operate. Because he's so good at getting to the paint. And so we got to, play to his strengths. And, I think he found a rhythm tonight. And that's what you love to see out of Russ.
You mentioned this being a response game, and you saw Russ bounce back. Like, how does that happen for Russ? Like, how do y'all support him when it's not a response game, when y'all need to stack wins and everything?
How do we support him? We all, we all want the best for one another. So that's an easy solution, is to have his back. Whether we need to win or not, we know what the end goal is and we know what we're going to get to. But we got to make sure everybody's on the same page along the way.
Last night you spoke about the free throw attempts. Now you're more on, I think, a couple of times down the floor tonight. The first two you were asking the officials, again, when you're not getting calls like you think you should, how do you not let that dissuade you from still being aggressive? What's the point of going in there? How do you stay aggressive when you know that it might not result in what you want?
I know I can get to the rim.
Yeah.
That's the easy part. I know I'm going to have to play through contact. That's the frustrating part. But getting to the rim, I know that's the easy part. And so, it's just trusting my ability to get there. and it's up to them if they want to call it or don't call it. So I just got to keep going, continue to get to the rim and try to play efficient basketball.
Do you at all look at your metrics like number of drives per night or kind of paint touches? Is that important to you at all, kind of as a marker of how you want to play?
Yeah, I think for a team goal it is. Not on a personal level, but I think as a team goal, we definitely chart paint touches and get into the paint because it usually ends well. We get to the paint, we have kick out threes, or we can finish at the rim, and so we chart it up. We chart it as a team more so than individually.